This is Tank Brick Studio. Thank you for tuning in. In this video, I'm excited to share my recent order of capes and flags for my medieval army units. I'll be reviewing their quality and installing them into my army. If you're interested in getting these, check out the links in my description. For my LEGO collection, I prefer not to mix in non-LEGO branded parts. This is due to compatibility issues, such as imperfect colors and stud connections that could damage the original LEGO pieces. However, since capes and flags are made of soft materials, they won't harm plastic. I ordered a bunch of these capes from different sellers on AliExpress. There are many colors and materials to choose from. Here, I've ordered specific ones for my various armies. Here are some Black Falcon capes. You can see they come in packets of 5 or 10, as they're sold in bundles. I also came across these red capes with a lion emblem, which look really cool. The quality feels good, and the prints are sharp. I couldn't resist these. Later, I'll try them on some of my units and see which fits best. Then, I have some plain blue and gold capes. I also bought these large Lion Knights flags, which I plan to use for a castle I have yet to build. For the Black Falcons, I wanted to create 6 cavalry knights using these 6 unique shields from the Two Kingdoms jousting sets I own. Here's how I built the cavalry knight. I used plain black armor, along with a plain torso and legs. The cavalry knight looks too basic. This cape should add some color and visual interest to the unit. Now, let's open them one by one to check their quality and see how they fit on my minifigures. Let's put it on. It looks better, but still a little plain. While browsing for capes, I also came across different types of cloth accessories with the Black Falcon logo. There's a small pad, which I believe is for the shoulder, but I imagine it could work well as a vest on the chest since it comes with armor. I'll probably buy a small pack to try. Here are 2 of the Black Falcon cavalry knights, looking good. Next, I have 2 packs of Lion Knights capes. Let's open them and check. They're made of good quality material and print, though I would prefer if the black outline of the lion wasn't so thick. Thinner lines would look better. I have a couple of Knight Commanders, and when I saw these capes, I immediately knew I had to give them to this unit. They look great and royal. These extra red capes are authentic LEGO capes. But to be honest, they look almost identical to the non-LEGO capes, and there isn't a LEGO trademark logo to distinguish them. Given their affordability, I'm happy to mix them in. I'll swap these red capes with my captains. The stiffer, folded capes feel more like hard paper and are better suited for minifigures not riding horses since they're quite rigid. The softer cloth-like capes are better for minifigures on horseback. which is why I'm swapping them out and giving them to my cavalry knights. Here are my cavalry knights. Since I now have a lot more red capes, I can afford to give every cavalry knight a cape. This makes the unit more visually interesting, as it was mainly light grey before. Since we're on the topic of my Lion Knights units, let's check out the flag. The size of this flag is massive. It comes with parts to build a pole to hold it. Since my goal is to hang these banners in a castle, I won't need to recreate the flagpole. The material quality is very similar to Legos, and the prints are sharp. The colors also seem accurate. These flags are great. They have designs for other factions, as well as themes from Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Check out my links for more. Next, I want to check out this pack of golden capes with shoulder armor. They come as a set. I've been wanting to try these non-Lego shoulder armor pieces, and this set is a perfect opportunity. I've avoided using non-Lego hard parts out of concern that they might damage my minifigures. So, I'll test them on a plain dummy minifigure first, and we can judge if they're worth using. First off, the quality feels great, but the gold doesn't quite match Lego's gold. Now let's try it on the minifigure. The slot fits loosely, not too tight. I think this might actually work well. The shape looks accurate. For now, I don't plan to use them, but I wanted to test them out and share my findings. I'll set them aside and check out the golden capes next. I created a King's Guard army, which primarily wears gold armor. I wanted to use these capes for certain units in this army. In my previous video, I shared how I built these Griffin White Knights. To better integrate them into the army, I wanted to add some gold elements to these White Knights. So, I decided to try these golden capes. Let's put them on and see how they look. Here's a few of them together. I think they look marvelous. I'll keep them this way. Here's a shot with the Griffin. Here's the last pack of capes, plain blue ones. These are for my King Knights, or Blue Lion Knights. I didn't have many blue capes before, so now I can test them on a few different units to see how they look. However, if we take a closer look, the blue color is noticeably off from Lego's blue. It just doesn't match well, so for now, I might leave it as is until I find a better replacement. That's all for this video. Here are the minifigures that have been upgraded with new kits. If you're interested in purchasing these kits, check out my affiliate links in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe and stay tuned for more.